He's all hiding.
Hi, everyone. It's Veronica Bartolini with Codebreaker Real Talk, Unchained Hearts and Unchaining Hearts. And today, again, we have Ricardo and Jose, Hulk, Sanchez, Shamú. and we're just going to go talk about a message or a download that Ricardo had about the SSP program. So take it away, Ricardo.
So I want to start off with I'm pretty very much a lucid dreamer. So whenever I do dream, I can make decisions in my dream. Like, hey, I know I'm dreaming. I can just do whatever I want. But this seems very particular to me because it's experience that I'm not used to. This is not in my norm for people who don't lucid dream. It's not normal for them already. But for me, it's like I was stuck inside of a body or a memory or an experience, and that's where I want to start because I was like, I can't move. Usually, I can leave, I can get out of here, but like I was forced to witness the experience. So when I woke up, I quickly thought that was not normal and immediately thought I got to tell somebody. I had to tell Veronica, I had to tell my brother, and I recorded it. So like I'm half asleep, putting as much detail as I can. And I don't know if it was Supersoldier. I just know that it wasn't. I just feel like I was augmented, but I didn't see any combat. But then again, it's my first dream, so it's probably like easing me in. I don't really know. But what had happened was I remember being scanned. I was in a room in a spaceship, or I assume a spaceship in a room. And you know, like you do with 10 hut, you know, a soldier, you just stay in place, you know. But we're stuck in that position. But instead of like, you know, whatever or whatever that, it was like we were stuck like this in that position, like just standing like this. And I remember, so in my awareness, regardless of my awareness, is inside of this avatar, and I could see to what this thing is seeing, my old self, my avatar, whatever I was in. Okay. But I just knew I could see inside the only in the vision of this thing that's stuck. And I could see myself in a black suit, all black. I can say I can imagine like the Darth Vader type style, not all the way, of course, but it had no helmet, it had no face cover, and it was all black. I couldn't see my skin. So and the whole entire time, the thing that was concerning to me is I was trying to see what I looked like. I don't know if I'm white, Mexican, a woman. I don't know what I am. But anyways, going back to the situation, I am taller than average people, like 2 or 3 feet taller, because I see over people. And it's not just people, it's species that I see that I'm, you know, but anyways, go back to the dream. So I'm standing there and there's a guy in an all white suit, kind of like my suit, but it's all white. And I call him the doctor or the healer. That's how the avatar understands them. And I'm getting that download from the avatar I'm in. And so he's on like a little platform, like 2, 3 feet high. So he's over us and he's scanning. So it's literally it's like a hologram, the hologram, and he's like pushing buttons, and I can see everything in reverse. It's transparent. So I don't see words. I see them reversed, of course, because he sees them right way. I don't. But I'm stuck there, and this my avatar that I'm in is facing forward, and I can see him looking scanning at us, and I say us because more than one of us. Um, and as he's on this platform, I hear him say, "This one, Ricardo, the avatar I'm in, is a good one." And whoever's in the room, because I can't move, are impressed with that. So they really like that. So I'm like, I don't know what that means yet, but I just know that that's what happened. And across from me, because we're like, it's walking down a catwalk, right? 2, 3 feet tall. And there's people like me who are standing being scanned. And I remember thinking to myself, I remember the avatar thinking to itself, the person I see across from me is big. So we're big, and I'm thinking that thing is big. And it reminds me of there's this character. I'm not my bad, not character. There's this other super soldier that talks, but he's from the UK. He actually goes by Hulk, and I don't know if that's what I'm registering. And I'm like, yo, I'm big, and if this guy's big, he's bigger than us. So whatever they're doing to him is more effective to us, to him. Sorry, to him. I'm sorry. So I think I see him, but we're wearing all black suits. So there's that part. And I walk and he walks by, and that's the end of that segment of that memory. Another memory I have is I feel like I was like a security guard or a CO. I say that because again, I don't see combat, I don't see any warfare, but I do see myself in a place that's like Mars, and I show my brother pictures of it. Like it's similar to like the Star Wars movie, the Mars. I'm sorry, the lava planet, but there was no lava. I just remember looking at other guards like me. I can't see faces, and we're all sweating. We all know it's hot. The avatar is feeling that, and I'm picking up on that. So notice no one's saying anything. It just you could just see it and you could feel it. And we're on a catwalk type balcony, and the building is attached to a mountain. It is space gray. The little walkway, the balcony thing I'm saying on is metal, and I'm looking down, I see like a red rock, like Sedona, for example, like red planet. I'm thinking it's Mars. I don't know. So, but I'm looking over people, over humans, and these humans are wearing like the potato sack like clothing. Their legs are all scummed up. Their faces are all like ashy. And I see these three super tall, I call them blenders because it's a big glass machine and they're humongous, maybe like a crane. I think even bigger than that. But inside of these glass containers is like an accordion that's like compressing, and I just see steam. And I don't know if these humans are like mining, if it's a factory. I just have a glimpse of it, and I just see like they're running around. So that's one thing I remember seeing. Another thing I think I called it Saturn, but I don't know what it was. I remember being in a cockpit of a smaller plane, like a jet, like a private jet, and I'm standing up and I'm looking up, and I think I'm on the backside of, I said Saturn, but it looks closer to Neptune that now that I did the research. It looked like Neptune, but the back of it, because it was black, but I saw blue lights emanating. So when you're looking at satellite pictures of Earth on at night, you see it like yellow oranges. Well, I saw blue, and I don't know if it was civilization or if like like the area just glows like that at night. It could be possible too. I don't know enough to know. I also remember being inside of like a headquarters. There was a cafeteria. There was this room that I was in had, when I was going ending, I guess, my contract. I assume I was highly favored. I feel like I was in a big old like room that had three beds in it, but it was just me in that room. And I know this because I had all three TVs that were supposed to be for everyone else, like each person. I had them all in my bed, and I had a whole huge thing. And not starting to blink out. Um, there was that. I remember feeling like I was being taken at night or whatever. I don't remember sleeping, but I remember being taken at night or having a feeling that I'm getting blacked out or my memories are being wiped. Because when I would come back to my room or like wake up in my room, things are missing, desks are moving, or like as if I'm trying to resist to leave, and shit is being moved around, or people are going through my stuff at night. I don't know, but I'm waking up. And I remember seeing this girl. I remember seeing her face, but her hair was like in a up like a cadet or like a space bun or something. But her hair was like up in like a knot or whatever. And I remember telling her, I was like, I think I'm being taken that night. And we go to my headquarters, and she's like, I think you are. And I'm like, they're not letting me remember. I don't know why. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going on when I'm black out, but I just remember waking up and not remembering anything.
You got the reptoids.
Oh, then there's that too. So yeah, and then she's like, "Yeah, I think you are getting taken." And I was like, "Why?" And then she points, and like behind the desk, I can't see it. It's like my bed, a desk behind it. There's a brown towel, and she's like, "Whose towel is that?" The reason why it's significantly brown is because everything I owned, like the towel I had, the bed covers, they were all space gray. So we're like, well, who left that? Someone left that. So there was that. Another thing I remember is I was like a guard, and can you pass me the baton? another detail I forgot to mention. So some of these parts of these memories, these guys, this avatar is stuck. So he's like in guard position. So all I see is my black glove, and I have a stick, but all I see is this top, and the bottom of it goes down. I don't know if the bottom of it is a sickle, is it a knife, is it a baton? Is it a baton, by the way? A baton. I don't know if it's a whatever weapon it is. I just see myself like this, and I'm stuck in this position. Like I feel like it's like a 10, huh? And they program me just be on point, just stand right there. And I remember being in a position where I'm in this, like, I want to say control room, and it reminds me just like the control room you would see like in a Death Star in like Star Wars, okay? But everything was like either black or space gray, like dark gray. And there's lights everywhere, and like little like computer things you could sit on. But there's a pillar in this courtyard where I'm standing, and I see two reptilians. I don't know how many there were, but I had the feeling as in the avatar is they're eating a human. They're eating a human. And the human's probably already dead. He's not making any sound, but I see two of them, and I remember I'm in the awareness. My awareness is inside the avatar. So I hear like, and that's going from the left side of my back to the right side of my back. And then in my peripherals, I see a huge reptilian. And he didn't speak, but I heard him say, or I heard a voice say, I like this one. And he smells so good. And my avatar is just stuck in position. It doesn't move. But remember, I never experienced this, Ricardo, myself, in my awareness. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at what I think is a velociraptor. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm freaking out. I'm scared. But, my avatar is just, and I'm like, that's crazy to think that. But what else? But then after another voice tells this reptilian that's on my right, because my guard staying like this, looking forward, my awareness can like look through the little window of my vision and see little details. I'm trying to download as much as I can. And something tells it, probably another one of them tells him like, hey, leave him alone. There's not going to be any more left for you. And this thing runs and starts, goes with the rest of them. But like the laser, like more humanoid, not like a velociraptor, but more like from Jurassic Park. It's more like humanoid. So I was like, that was the scene. Another thing that came to my head that I saw in the dream was, I think what I'm seeing is the ending part of my contract. I'm thinking, because I didn't see any combat, but maybe later. I don't really know. But what I do remember is I'm trying to leave, and either my handler or my recruiter or somebody, I'm in what looks to me like a mall. And this mall feels like maybe 5 stories high. I say that because I can see top of trees that grow, and there's birds in them. So like it's a tall tree that grows, and my handler or the recruiter, I'm gonna just call him that. The recruiter, he's like, hey, like we can re-roll you again. We can see what you want, or we can get you a better offer this time, whatever. And I'm telling him, no, thank you. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And he's like, and I told him, I know how this is gonna go. I'm telling this person, I know this is gonna go. You're not gonna want to talk to the boss. You're gonna say, let's see what my boss's boss say, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And he's like, well, all right, well, I'll walk you out. Just wait right here and I'll walk you out. And he just leaves. And in my head, I'm thinking, he wants me to stay. And he's gonna do whatever. He's gonna bring his boss anyways to try to make me stay. So I go in like, I need to get out of here mode. I go in flight mode. Like, I gotta leave. So I want to leave, and I overhear a voice say, they can't take him. We can't take him. He's in the cameras. We can't take him. He's in the cameras. Because I'm thinking in my head, maybe they want to wipe my memory and then make me sign, and then I'm gone. But I had to stay in the cameras, and I gotta leave. So I'm in this mall trying to find my way out and staying in the cameras. And I get picked up by one of my siblings from this life. I know it's what it feels like. Someone familiar to me, and I leave. But when I'm leaving, I see weird details. For example, like I saw like a little canal of fish, but a small canal. Picture like a man-made little like pond that went from like football field to the other, and it was filled with the same kind of fish, hundreds of fish in that one little canal size of maybe like a football field. Like you can picture that half of width, but the length. Another thing I had was me being a guard, and I feel like I call it the casino hallway, because it was like from left, they're walking in, and they're at a crossroads. They can go to my right or they go to the left. And again, this is when I'm realizing I'm taller than everybody because I see overheads, and I don't see just people. I see species. I don't know what they were, but they're walking and they're all dressed in fancy robes. I get downloads of feelings, a lot of feelings. I'll put these in. I remember waking up being scared of my phone. When I came back to Ricardo, I was like, because of course they're going to follow you. But I was thinking like they track you with your phones. They can see you both sides. They can hear you. I remember just being scared of my phone. And they see me through the phone. Well, these are things I just wrote down, or that I talk to text. I was like, as much of the information I can, as much as I could do. I was reporting it. I was reporting as much details as I can. So I was like, they track it through your phone. They see you through the phones. They see what you're typing, what you're doing. I was a preferred specimen, the avatar. I was a preferred specimen. Felt like I was favored. I was one of the good ones because, again, the healer, the person in all white suit, said he's a good one, and everyone being impressed with that. I don't know what that means, but I remember getting that memory. I guarded other humans like a correction officers, and I put for the Dracos question mark. I said that because all I saw that memory of, I don't know if I was working for anybody. I don't know who I was contracted by, if I was. Red background, human slaves. I'm in a black suit like Darth Vader. I can't see myself. I'm scared. I have no free will. The idea of 186 billion humans across the universe, and here on Earth, we're slaves, we're cattle. I'm getting all these downloads. My handler / recruiter wants to re-enlist me. I feel like he doesn't care about me. I'm a product. The way I feel like that we're not gonna, no one's gonna save us, and we gotta save ourselves, is the way I felt about the way they look at us down here is like the last person you saw at the store. Last person you saw at the store. They have a cracked phone. How much do you care about their cell phone? You don't. You don't care. That's how they feel about us. Or that's the perspective of us to them. And I remember saying I want to come down here to Earth and hearing a voice say, why do you want to go down there? They're animals. Look. And I'm seeing videos of like dirty feet, drinking mud water, raping, killing, wars, just a disgusting part of humanity, right? And I'm like, I want to go there for free will. Because when you're signed up with them, like you're told when to eat, where to go, when to shower, and you're on a planet, you're fucking hot as hell, and you can't decide what you want to do. You're being told what you want to do, when to eat, where to eat, all that. And I was like, I want to come down here for free will. And then I just started thinking of like people who become like singers, artists, and they can do it. You can create anything you want in your life here. And I wanted to tell you this because I've never been this. You've heard countless stories. I've never heard countless stories as much as you have. So does any of this resonate with you? I wanted to, but I think it's pretty much the most important details. You okay? I told Jose here, and he just like, did you?
What's up, Jose?
What's up? I was like, dude, I know what you're talking about. All of a sudden, like, when I dream, I have sensations. Like I can feel, because I told you I've gone through. I feel like I've gone through war, and I know like when there's like an explosion, something, I felt it like it was real to me. And he's like, I didn't feel anything. I said, well, maybe you were just a guard, like you didn't know, because I know that I have marks, birth marks, whatever, where they injected me. I don't know if you can see it, their hair, and it's a kind of like a hole.
Over here.
See it? And I told him, I was like,
Yep.
some of us get injected. with certain serums, and I told him, I was like, if you look at it, it's like a birthmark, but the vein moved. The vein isn't there no more. It's over here. So I said, like, like, and I told him, I know that there's missions where I've died, but they brought me back. And I was telling him, I was like, this is the thing. Your body tries to process and say with things that you're familiar with. So when he said like I saw raptors, and I was like, those weren't raptors. Those were like actual reptilian, like human beings that your mind's not letting you process it right because you're not downloading all the information. You're getting bits and pieces of it. And when he goes to jump into like different life times in his life of a former life, I'm like, you're getting a snippet of that life. That wasn't your full life. That's just like a little, kind of like the cliff notes of what you did.
And like I said, that's my first time ever having a dream like that. Because when I dream, I can make decisions in my dream. I know I'm dreaming. I can't feel my body. I can't feel wind. Oh, okay, I'm dreaming, and I just fly away or just make whatever I want to do. But again, I was stuck in the vision of the avatar, and it's like when you're watching a YouTube video and you're watching like someone in Hawaii, you can only see just do with the screen. But I'm sure if you were there, you could see everything and the wind and all that. I just saw through the window. What you doing?
I was trying to, it's not gonna let me. My laptop is being a little biatch. So I wanted to go into the Halo clip where everything that you guys are talking about, this shit happened to me and to others. So there's if you watch Halo, and like I had never watched Halo until my friend Anthony Zunder told me like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, my life makes more sense now. I told him because yes, the ships, they have cafeterias. When you walk in there, I have experiences where I walk in there, first thing they do is put that stuff on you, so they the how they call that, take off the diseases or whatever from wherever planet you were or whatever dimension you were in. So they shower you with this like a foam, kind of like como fog. Yeah, like and then I have this memory where it coincides with yours, is that first we walk through and it's kind of like a pharmacy, which is like where the scientists are, because they're always having to, like Hulk said, they inject our She-Hulk, He-Hulk, black suit is in Mars. That you must have been in the wars with me. Oh, this is being a little biatch. It's wanting to turn off. So when you were talking, Ricardo, like your voice would go on some points. And one of the points where it went off was where you were saying that they were trying to recruit you again, but you were in the cameras. And that's very important that you said that, because not a lot of people know where the trick with how the trick to get out of it. If you keep saying no, but you're not in those cameras, security cameras, where the whole Galactic Federation and all the other we'll just say suits that are involved in, because we all belong to, like I belong to the 9, to the 5, Council of 5, Council of 3. We all have different councils that we belong to, and there's others. There's reptilians, there's humans, there's humanoids, the lions, but that black suit was Mars, and you might have been with me and Max Spears and Jamin Vasquez and Susan Long and Daryl Neely, part of the 33. Jose too, part of the 33. Because there's jump rooms. So there's a jump room in California. I think it's 9999 South Sepulveda Boulevard, but I know I was there in Cali. So they can take you there. They can take you to San Diego. They can take you to Fort Huachuca. They can take you through here, through your sleep. Okay.
Just so you know, we're losing you.
Say again.
Just so you know, we're losing you. You're trying to chop up. You're good now.
Okay. Did you hear about how we can go through Fort Huachuca or here, right here in the Catalina Mountains? It says your internet is unstable. Motherfuckers, get off my fucking channel, assholes. I know you're watching. So anyway, there's ships all over here. They pop off on the Catalina Mountains. A mountain I was taken every fucking night, it seemed like. Here I'm still taken, but okay, so going back to the black suit, those are the smart suits in Mars. And yes, you described the red planet, that is Mars, okay? The fish, that's because we go underground And the incorrect word is to say UAP, because actually they are UFOs, but underground, because you must have been also doing, you could have been programmed with the dolphin program too, the Crystal Gate cities where I have lived. And the river where you were talking about the caves and all that, there we had to have snorkeling missions as well. Okay, because we have the missions with the black suits that go underground to the underground cities, you name it. I'm trying to remember everything you said. The tall, we're augmented. Like Hulk said, you know how when they shoot us up with the black goo, it's yellow goo, green goo, it could be whatever goo if they want to keep us in stasis, if they want, okay. So when you were like, you know, at ease would be like standing like that. But at the ready, this is at the ready. At ease would be when you're crossing your hands at back. So attention, this is attention, sorry. The attention is this way. At ease is this way, down by training. Then you have like the different commands, you know, left face, right face, and all that shit. But anyway, those, yes, a lot of us are augmented to be taller in the astral because we need to fight with different species that are big, you know, bigger than the human. And yes, the slaves are being used, humans are being used in Mars and also on the moon. Now, I have a hard time with what a man that hacked my channel was telling me. He was a Mormon and he lived in Utah in a basement. And he kept talking to me. He's like, you gotta watch The Expanse. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because your memories that you're telling me about, that's what you experienced. I'm like, holy F. So I started watching The Expanse, you know? And what I talk about is a bioluminescence. They're mining the asteroids. You actually live in asteroids. Okay, the asteroid belt is being mined for water, for gold, minerals, whatever. Those are also slaves there. Now, what he told me about the moon, which I still, my mind is like, what the fuck are you talking about? He said that the moon is covered with skin of humans and reptilians, children, you name it. And he sent me pictures. And I had them for the longest time, but of course my channel got hacked. My email got hacked. It was used to be zitaliana305@gmail.com. He sent me pictures of it. There's a bunch of blood everywhere in the moon and Mars. And I'm like, oh shoot. Like I could actually see what the chains where they're crushing bones. First they kill the person. They drain their blood. They take their every organ, everything, bone, eyelashes, hair, everything is used. So when he told me that the moon is covered by a skin of this, I'm like, I don't know. He said a dragon used to live there. And I'm like, well, I have dragon blood. You know, you're talking about the Draco. I served with the Draco. They're called the Nachtwaffen, N-A-C-H-T. I was a pilot there. All of us that are in the programs are pilots. We have our own ships. And obviously, you know, there's fleet ships. There's all kinds of stuff. What else were you talking about? Oh yeah, the baton, that's a laser weapon. Okay. That cuts through.
It's a what?
It's a laser. It's a plasma laser. It could be, sorry.
I never saw it. I was stuck like this. And I just saw, I was like, it's a
you
black
have
stick.
the weapon of security. You were security. I said, I know I was infantry because all my dreams are me going into battle. There's never one of me. I remember we're running into a cave. We're going down into a cave. And I'm in the front line. And we don't see the enemy. And everything's black and I don't see anything. But all of a sudden, I just see us firing. And I'm firing. And then all of a sudden, everything's black. Like I was first hit. But that's what I knew my job was. I was infantry. I was the front line. Like they knew he's going to run straight in. He's not going to think about it. He's just going to go straight forward. And that's how I happened to die.
Now, I have many memories of being in a mine shaft. And I'm being taken in this fucking mine shaft. I mean, in this, the mine wheelbarrow. I'm being taken in there with my kids and my family. And then we're on Mars.
But willingly or being forced?
No, being forced to go. Oh. And I don't want to go. So then I go and I end up, and it looks like Mars. And my kids, they're like, oh, we're going to give them they're going to give them shots. I'm like, I don't want my kids to get shots. And then I fight with them and I'm like, they take my son, you know, and then later on, I do something, some kind of spell, or I don't know, I do something that I see in the future that it's going to be okay, you know, but me, I don't let, I just, I'm fighting with them. And I said, no, I'm not taking that. And this, and I wake up and this is before, and like they took my mom too. This is before the whole CV, you know, 1984 Wonder Woman baby Jabberwocky, what I call, because I don't know if they're going to bring down the video because I say the C word, you know? And later on, they're like, in real life, most all my family took the jab, but I didn't, and I fought it. So everything bleeds through. You know, there's another one where I'm in a mine shaft as well, and I'm saving this little girl, and I'm in the upstairs. There's like a house on top of the mine thing, and on the bottom, I don't know. It could be you guys because I'm still figuring out. This was in 2020 when I had this vision dream flashback. It was, I was asleep and I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was saving this little girl somewhere. I think it's Mars. It could be the moon. I don't know. And so I go up and then I'm in uniform and then I come down and there's these two men. They're one is in a wheelbarrow and the other one is in a tractor, but it could be something else. You know what I mean? How your mind, like, and how they have holograms to trick your mind, like Jose was saying. So one of them is here, and I think it's you, Ricardo, and you could be here. Based on what you're telling me, I don't know, but it just felt like it. And I had my weapon, and then I was gonna go with the girl was behind me, and I was gonna go. You know how you cut the pie like this? And as soon as I started cutting the pie, I'm like, "Fuck!" I retrieved, and then one of you, the guy, I think Ricardo, because you're a little bit bigger than Jose in the dream, and then you're like, "No, don't go yet, don't go yet." And when I retrieved, I saw the fucking reptilians, dude. I saw them. They were fucking scary. But we had to. Okay, so that was the end of that. But the
little details that I want to go into, because I remember seeing stuff like a man-made like fountain, for example. It looks like, and this thing has different kind of fish. It's like the ones that are like vertical, but the blue ones are like fish, and they go like this and they go like that. The blue ones, okay. So this one, it starts on the bottom. It's in this big ass casino hall, because the hall, I call it the casino hall because it's like little shops and like the people are just walking around and shit. And it starts from like a corner of the wall and it goes up vertically against the wall. And I don't know how gravity works up there, but like water is, they're fishing up and they're fishing down and they're left and right. And I'm like, what the?
It must have been Saturn then. I've had memories where
even when I was growing up, I remember having even my first raps, I would say stuff about Saturn. I have no idea about Saturn. That may be a coincidence. I don't know. But another thing I wanted to was gonna go to. Do you know how like in your background you have like light fixtures? Well, these the whatever lighting was in there was fixed into like the actual like wall or the ceiling. There's like no light bulbs, light fixtures. It was just built into it. So I was like, how is there light? I don't see any lights, but they're like built into the wall or like the corners of the where the ceiling and the walls meet. It was like it was just and same thing too in that in the mall, because the mall had a glass dome and it looked like as if I was looking at maybe Earth. I don't know what I was looking at, or the space. There was something there and in space, and it was glass. And again, there was birds in there and those tall trees. I was seeing on top of the trees, and I was like, how tall is this? And you hear people walk, you hear people or maybe species, I don't know. You hear commerce, people walking around, people shopping, people doing stuff. I don't know where I'm at, but or maybe I can be in an office.
You're in Mars. Maybe. Yes, there's offices in Mars. There's oh my gosh, like I know because I remember it's not really. Sometimes we have barracks, but sometimes we have like our own little apartment in a huge building with a lot of windows. And there's these huge trees and these big old strawberries like this and big old plants. Like you think it's a little flower and it's a huge flower. Everything is augmented over there in Mars, and we're larger over there.
Yeah, when India took pictures of Mars, recent pictures of Mars, it showed that it looked like Earth. There was no red filter, no nothing. There was water, there was everything. And then NASA bought the Indian NASA program, and then they put the red filter on and everything. And I told my brothers, like, every time I go into a war scenario, it looks like Earth. It's not nothing different. It looks like just like Earth. And I told them, there's explosions, there's everything. I can see everything. But what we're fighting is, I don't know what species we're fighting. I just know that we're fighting something it's not humanoid. It's something different.
Yeah.
And I said, every time we're fighting it, I never see what it is because I can't make it out.
I've heard him say that before, where he's like, I'm on Earth, but it's not Earth. I don't know what it is, but it's like, it looks like Earth, but it's not Earth.
Yeah. Sometimes we do have there's a lot of
parallel.
Yeah, parallel realities. And then we do have in Phoenix, I know that Phoenix, I was taken from Phoenix to Afghanistan to Mars, because Phoenix, Afghanistan, and Arizona desert, and they could also use Greenland as well, but some of the things are off planet that I see, and some of them are here on Earth. It's just a different timeline. Now, when you said that you saw a guy that was really tall, I think you're also, Ricardo, like I said, part of the Hulk program, because you saw a guy like you at UK, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that's David Morrow. I think it's David Morrow, because that's the first person that I contacted, because I saw him. He's from the UK, and he was on Miles Johnson's show, and he was talking about how he has titanium in his back, and he's kind of like Wolverine, and he's a Hulk. And I'm like, what the hell? It sounds like my experiences, And then later on, I get the titanium. Now I got titanium on my back, in real life here. I have all these fucking surgeries, and it's like, because it bleeds through. Now, the scientist that you're talking about, the one in the white, if you look at Halo, when they're checking all his biometrics, and those tall things are part of what they call, oh gosh, let me think here, the ring. So those tall things, they're like crystalline things inside that can communicate with different rings and different portals, different stargates on Earth, okay? Not often, okay, I told you that you worked with the Alpha Dracos, according to what you're telling me. You might have been part of the 33 in Mars. And also, yes, they use us as cattle. And also the casinos, they have the gentlemen's club, and sometimes we have balls where we dress up all fancy, the men in black and white suits and the women in their dresses, and we eat all this hors d'oeuvre, we eat all kinds of yummy food, like it's all like chandeliers and shit. It's crazy. And then that also, what you were describing, is underground. Not only are the casinos off planet that I've seen, right? Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Now, when you say that people were wearing fancy robes and stuff, that reminds me of the Abrasic family of Jupiter. So look up, you got to watch that movie, Jupiter Ascending, because the reason why they said you guys are special and I'm special, and a lot of people are not special, but a lot of people say, you're not that special. Everybody is special. What I'm trying to say is we have special abilities that we come in with. No, we do not learn them here. We are born with them. Why? Because that's what we are. We are the God, they call the God particle, the bioluminescence, right? Now, if you look at, shoot, what's that one called? Okay, look at Jupiter Ascending, and then Bloodshot, and then that movie Blackout, or what is it? Hold on, I wrote it down. Pitch Black. It's called Pitch Black, that movie. That'll give you some insight. Now, they were checking you, Ricardo, like, how Hulk says, he got shot up. We get shot up with these things because depending on what dimension or planet we're going to be on, or what species we come into, that also is like a protector. And then, also to erase our memories and to put us in stasis and shit like that.
I remember having an afterthought, and I was telling him, I wrote it down, I had an afterthought of like, I felt like the movie Avatar, right? Where like I can be uploaded into Supersoldier. That's what it felt more like. Because he said, did you get injections? Any kind? I was like, I don't remember getting anything like that. And then I connected it. I'm not saying this would happen, but I connected when he said, this is a good one. I connected well with the avatar, or I kept calling it species because I didn't know what it was because I can't see there's no mirror. There was never a mirror.
Right.
I was gonna show you a picture of what the hair looked like, the guy in the white suit.
Okay.
It was all white. I pictured my suit was like a scuba diving suit with like armor on it, and it was all black. This guy had a scuba diving suit, but it was all white with white on it, and he had his hair like this. You can see that.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't know. You probably know who the character is, but it's not that character. I just saw the hair, and then when I saw Hulk, what I think was the Hulk, his hair had dreadlocks, but it was like 4 feet, 4 inches, and it was drooping. And I was like,
yeah, that's
I
David
remember
Morrow.
the species saying or feeling like that dude's big, and I was like, if I'm big, that dude's bigger than us, wherever the hell whoever else was there. And I was like, so that's why I was like, maybe it was the Hulk, but yeah, I don't know.
You just described him. I have memories with David Morrow. He was the first one, like I said, that I contacted. And yes, you described him to the T. Right now he's having a hard time because they've messed with him so much that, he's in and out of psych wards because they mess with him so much. And he's a good dude.
It's funny because you say he had hip surgeries, and I'm like, my hips are terrible right now, and my leg strength is all gone. Like it's
because they use us well when we go in I know that people say, oh, space is fake. Well, when we go through those wormholes and stargates, it messes with our body here. That's why we're always right, guys. We have to keep working out. We have to keep walking. We have to give. I suggest taking a bunch of trace minerals. Like Chad bought me these the other day. I was so grateful. And Lisa, it's called Essential Trace Minerals Daily Liquid Drops. We got to keep taking them because they mess with our kidneys too, here on Earth. So we're not deranged like what people want to call us crazy. No, it's just that they don't want to accept the fact that there's alien beings that are walking among us, even though sometimes people can't see them. But take some pictures or put a clear glass of water so clear glass, fill it with water, put it at your window at night, take pictures through it. They're watching us. I went running, I don't know when it was, but I went before my surgeries. I went running down the Santa Cruz River, and something told me they're watching you. And I took some pictures, and oh my gosh, I saw 3 uniformed soldiers behind the trees, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can see them.
That's immediately what I felt. Whoa, that's immediately what I felt. I was saying, like, I text Shamú, Jose, huh? Yeah, I text him, and after that I turned my phone off because I was like, I don't want, they can see us. I'm so scared of this phone. They can track me. They know where I'm at.
Why do you think I turn off my phone? I turn off my phone. I cover my TVs every night, every day. They're always covered. My TVs. It has the black tape when it's off. But remember, they can also turn on your phones even though you don't have it on. So what I do is, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm putting it, what you do is you put it on airplane mode, turn it off, and put it away. And I put a bunch of shungite on top of it, but I get so worried sometimes. And then they send people to you to like ask you questions that, what the fuck is this guy asking me? Or how come this girl's hitting on me? Or how come this guy's hitting on me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, they're being triggered. They want to trigger your trigger buttons, right? They want to push your trigger buttons. Sorry, my dog. But anyway, it's just crazy. I saw one, I'm not kidding, a few months ago, before I moved here. It's going to be a year that I'm here now. So about a year ago, I was on my phone, and then I saw it backward. I saw it reflecting backward. I saw it reflecting, but the words were backward. So we all can read backward, upside down, all that shit. So when you were describing that, that's what they do with us on our phone. Yes, you are correct. They're watching us. And not only on our phones and our laptops and our TVs, but they have these drones. They have LiDAR. They can look through your window. Like even when I close my windows, I'm like, they can still see me, motherfuckers. You know, if you have arms, if you have weapons, they can see where they are. So
and I heard the Wi-Fi, like the Wi-Fi with the AI, they can track bio was a human
yeah,
bio like tissue, so they can find even without even having eyes, they can sense you if you're in a Wi-Fi range. But I hate to cut this short. I do gotta run.
okay, sounds good.
I do want to end it with what I woke up. The last thing I saw was again, no one's gonna come save us. They do not care about us. You're just
They
a
don't.
product. They're like basically a cell phone of someone you just saw. Like, how much do you care about that? So there's always another life after this one. If you want change, you can do it now. But after this life, we go somewhere else. It doesn't really. That's just what it is. That's just what I
Yeah.
want to end it with that. But anything?
Thanks, you guys. I'll go ahead and send you that Sabrina Wallace one. Just forward it to not where the lady with this long silver hair. Don't listen to that one. I mean, you can, but what I do is I forward it to what Sabrina Wallace is saying. She slowed it down more than the others that I've sent you guys to say, you know, what they do. They take our skin and our hair, and then, you know, when we die from here, which we don't die, but they try, and what they do is they take our it's right here from our medulla, our sentient self. They take our God particle, right? The bioluminescence thing, our light, and then because we're magnets, right? So they use another magnet to put us in a little chip. They put us underground, hell, quote unquote, and then they reincarnate us again. And I think that's why we cry as babies, because it's like, fuck, I'm here again. And that there has to be a way of escaping that. But I'll let you guys go. Thank you, Ricardo, Jose, Hulks. I love you guys, and hang in there. And yes, guys, it does get scary sometimes, but we got this, and we are more than superhuman. We are stars, and we can do this. We can build each other up and help the planet. But of course, like you said, nobody's gonna come to save us, so it's up to us. If it is to me, it's up. If it is to be, it's up to me. Okay, guys, see you later. Thanks for being on Codebreaker. Bye.
Later. Bye.